Down he goes. How about Lawrence Jackson in sack number 3?
Going to be sacked at the 35-yard line. Lawrence Jackson.
Quarterback standback will get sacked by Lawrence Jackson at about the 7-yard line, his 5th sack of the year, and it is 4th and goal at the 6-yard line.
Jackson, who's one of the best defensive ends in the country, is untouched, an easy pathway right to the quarterback.
Welcome to ESPN's College Football Saturday. Tonight, the Virginia Tech Hokies take on the #1 ranked USC Trojans in the Black Coaches Association Football Classic. And here are the starters on defense. Rucker, Patterson, Cody, and Jackson. Sean Cody, a preseason. The field position as far as this play and where that play would have ended up, that's more than 52. Going to be sacked at the 35-yard line. Lawrence Jackson and not many campaign dollars on that either. Boy, big pressure, going to have to hurry. Running for his life, and this time they got him wrapped up after a gain of about a yard. Very, very early in the morning.
They'll be happy.
Well, people were hollering for a turnover.
In Los Angeles in the few minutes before they square off today against the California Golden Bear. Some 92,000 people for this ball game. Cal, number 7 in the national rankings. Southern California, number 1. The defensive front for Southern California, there's 4 of them. The 2 big guys in the middle, Sean Cody and Mike Patterson, down in 10. Lyman going down the right corner. Rogers getting some heat and goes down short of the 30. And it was Lawrence Jackson, redshirt freshman out of Inglewood.
First sack of the afternoon for SC. Number 96 is Lawrence Jackson. He stays on his feet, defeats the block of J.J. Arrington, and it just goes hunting. We'll have to split that sack, but it's a sack nonetheless.
Aaron Rodgers obviously is the quarterback. And he gives the ball to Arrington, and he runs hard to the 25. That's a pickup of 5 yards for J.J. Well, they got Williams in there at tailback. He hasn't done much running today, and he still hasn't as Rodgers comes back and he's sacked back at the 8-yard line, and the man doing the sacking is Lawrence Jackson, that freshman from Inglewood. It is 4th down from the 14. Rodgers throws, end zone, no. And Aaron Rodgers setting an NCAA record for consecutive completions over 2 games at 26, and he tied for consecutive completions in a game at 23.
They can't wait to hit an off-color jersey. They've been practicing for a month against themselves. They had scrimmages, of course, but they are amped up to come after this Warrior team, both on offense and defense. Trojans on 3. 1, 2, 3. For Hawaii, opening series of the game. Brennan throws, picked off by Bing. Touchdown USC. About a 60-yard return. Darnell Bing, the All-American, and the Trojans have the lead. How do you do? Sit back there, read the guy's eyes, and pick off passes all day. That's what Darnell Bing did. It was the perfect defensive call.
Quarterback keepers have been some of their best runs, and that's the case here, but USC forces a fumble. And the Trojans take it to the 41-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, hit, spun around, hit again, sacked back at the 32-yard line. Cedric Ellis lands on top of the quarterback Brennan. Colin Ashton.
A 23-game winning streak now for Matt Leinart and the USC Trojans. 63-17 over.
Now here come the Trojans. They're led by Pete Carroll in his 5th year. And he's looking for a 3rd straight national championship. So the ball is right on the 40-yard line. First down for the Sun Devils, and they run the ball this time to the right side, and this is the freshman tailback Keegan Herring. 20-yard line by 2 yards. And Sam Keller throws, intercepted. Oscar Lua. He dropped the ball, and the Trojans recover it.
From here at Sun Devil Stadium.
They take possession at the 42-yard line of USC, and Sam Keller wants to go big. Can't find it. It's intercepted. He threw the ball right to Justin Wyatt. With 3:38 to play, Arizona State's ball. They trail by 3 points. Sam Keller goes down the middle. It is intercepted on the ricochet. Kevin Ellison comes up with a football. Of course, we had Mark Ametto on our stats up here in the booth with us, and our spotter Kelly Hayes.
And a new Pac-10 record, 26 straight wins for the SC Trojans.
In all of college football, there's nothing like a big game at Notre Dame, and this is one of the biggest in the 75-year history of the state. This is a team, as defending national champions, not bothered by much of the hoopla. In fact, they're amused by some of it. They won't be intimidated. Here are the top-ranked Trojans. Who starts at a linebacker spot for the Trojans. Here's the way they line up defensively. Jackson, Ellis, Ramsey, and Rucker. First down play. Thomas, flea flicker, back to Quinn. Sails it downfield and partially deflected and intercepted by Keith Rivers. And Rivers takes it back into Irish territory at about the 43-yard line.
Going all according to plan for him.
Fake to Walker. Quinn is sacked. Keith Rivers on the blitz before Quinn ever had a chance to look downfield. He raised up as if to pass. Well, they've done that repeatedly this season to Stovall. And instead then hands it to Thomas, and they're still scrambling around.
The ball came out.
Pushing and shoving going on. Stovall in the middle of it.
It's definitely a fumble, just a matter who has possession of it.
Travis Thomas, who's had a fumbling problem in previous seasons. And it is 4th down. Notre Dame has recovered.
Pinkert, number 36, kind of rips it out. The ball comes out. It's a fumble.
Still has not been able to return to action. 3rd down.
He got it.
Picked it up. Big Brady Quinn lugging the football again. It's been
that's good game planning.
A good tactical weapon for the Irish.
It is. But see, there's just not many people. There's a one-on-one block by the center, John Sullivan, against the middle linebacker, and Brady Quinn just follows him easily for the first.
Samardzija resets in the slot. Quinn in the pocket. Delivers. Oh, and it's knocked loose of Fasano with a vicious hit. I'll tell you what, to dislodge this ball from the big Fasano is not easily done, but Scott Ware, the senior from Santa Rosa, wow, what a hit.
How about Fasano backing up?
They're 8.
And USC does have 2 timeouts. So they stuff a run.
expect a timeout used.
They stuffed the run. Travis Thomas thrown for a loss by Lawrence Jackson.
Purdue in their last game.
2nd down and 10. Pitch to Walker. Darius Walker trying to string it out and get some room on the sideline. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, you know, USC's run defense has been pretty good. The Irish have only averaged 1.4 yards on 1st down.
Blitz. Quinn sacked. Cedric Ellis got him for a loss of 6. It's 2nd down and 14. Quinn has a man wide open, and it's Fasano who lost the football. And it's picked up by SC.
Keith Rivers.
Rivers grabs it, and then is tackled at about the 4-yard line. There's permission. The number was retired. Or number 20, I should say. Right. Darius Walker.
Good tackle by Oscar Lua, number 45, the middle linebacker for USC, and tackler in the opening field of Darius Walker.
From their own 35. Pitch to Walker. Tough yard. Defenders getting penetration and hopping on his back after he got the handoff. Lawrence Jackson and Scott Ware. Quinn steps up and then is tackled for a loss on the play by Thomas Williams.
Reggie Bush is on kickoff coverage now, too. He's going to be the deep man in case they need him.
Trying to lateral it back, still trying to find somebody. And finally, it'll be down, and the Trojans have won. 2 heavyweights of the college football world. 2 of the best programs in all of college football. 11 national championships each way. Locked up in an instant classic here at Notre Dame Stadium today. Pete Carroll and the Trojans, Charlie Weiss and the Irish. A bizarre finish. And the Trojans pull it out like national champions that they are.
Paul McDonald and John Jackson. And today the Trojans back to Pac-10 play, taking on the Washington Huskies of Seattle.
Keep that shit up. Keep that shit up. We're going to bounce it. Make it work. Hey, let's ride on 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go, y'all. Come on, man.
Goal for 3. Play action for quarterback Standback, who gets sacked by Lawrence Jackson at about the 7-yard line, his 5th sack of the year, and it is 4th and goal at the 6-yard line. Second down and 4. Flip pass behind, might be a lateral, and if it is, Justin Wyatt's got it, and it is. It was a backward pass. Justin Wyatt picks it up.
Throw by Standback. He's trying to throw a bubble screen out to the flat to Cody Ellis, wide receiver, but it was a lateral. That happens many times.
To the left side. On the 2nd and 15, fumble on the play, and I think Frosty Rucker comes up with it. He does at the 20-yard line. Never quite got the handoff to Kenny James, who drops the ball. Turnover number 2 for the Dogs, and the Trojans have it 1st and 10 at Washington's 20. This time he had to run backwards a good distance to catch that punt, but it worked out. 84 yards later. A block kick. The Trojans will get the ball in great position as Kaluka Mayava will make the catch of the block. And getting in quickly for USC was Brian Cushing, the true freshman out of New Jersey. Backup linebacker playing a little special teams, and he got in and blocked the punt. Standback drops the pass, being rushed, being sacked by Cedric Ellis all the way back at the 44-yard line for Ced, his 4th sack of the year. Ellis and Ramsey have 7 between them, and Jackson and Rucker came in with 8 between them. The Trojan defensive fronts get some nice numbers.
They ain't going 70 yards. They ain't going 70 yards.
SC moves to 7-0, 4-0 in the conference, and will remain #1 in the nation, heading back home now for 4 of their final 5 at the Coliseum, including next week's homecoming game against the Washington State Cougars. The hold of Kyle Bosler, the punter, has his point after blocked by Lawrence Jackson. That's the 3rd miss he's had this year. 2 of them blocked. Kicks him off a low. Keep giving it to him. And they do. And he starts left, right, fumble. Trojans have it. Lawrence Jackson just took it away. There was a handoff from Brink to Harrison, and then a handoff from Harrison to Jackson. And the Trojans have it at the Washington State 29. How do you do?
Let it go, let it go.
Fourth and a long one. Half fumble on the play. It's on the ground. It's recovered by the Trojans at the 15-yard line. Oscar Lua with his first fumble recovery of the year. The Trojans turn him away empty again.
TOP, time of possession 29-6.
We ready to go. Some ass. Toes on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sam, bam. Now taking the field, your USC Trojans.
Flip this side, should be incomplete. They're saying it's a lateral. I don't think so. They're gonna take a look at that. I'm guessing the Trojans have the ball, but I'm thinking they're gonna review this play. I think that ball was thrown forward personally.
It's a bubble screen.
Our statistician says it was a backward pass. Touchback kickoff. The bells sound. Edwards throws. Knocked up in the air. Intercepted. Taken by the Trojans. Thomas Williams inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. And the Trojans will take it at the 18, and they're that far away from being up 28-0.
Ostrander sends a man in motion down, and he zips back the other way. Drops the ball on the fumbled snap. No matter what happens here, the Trojans have the ball. It could be recovered in the end zone for a touchback, and it is.
7 seconds still left on the clock. The teams vacate the sidelines to shake hands. 2 seconds. 1. The Trojans have won 31 straight. They're 9-0.
Maybe ever in the Central Valley of California, and for the nation's #1 ranked team, the USC Trojans. Fresno State just kind of this pesky gnat that's right in their face, and they hope won't go away for 2 or 3 hours. And it gave this to Mathis. Mathis on first down is crushed after a gain of about 3. Defensively, for the USC Trojans, and needless to say, they are very talented. Frosty Rucker leading that defensive line. Solid all across. Linebackers are a strength. Lua has come up big. The freshman Brian Cushing and the sophomore Keith Rivers. In the secondary, Terrell Thomas went down early in the year, but Josh Pinkard stepped up. To Mathis, bounces it outside, forget about it. Lost a couple of yards. We're going back to our studio. We're Kyocera Game Break with Mike Goldberg. Mike, maybe we'll get started here in the second half. Bad field position off of both kicks. Pinniger out of his own end zone, batted right back in his face by Lua. Or Ellis, I believe it was Ellis.
Cedric Ellis, the 3 technique, just running over the right guard, Ryan Wendell, and batting that down. USC's defense.
What's happened positive for them here in the second half. Long way to go. Pinniger out of the end zone. Steps up, going deep for Williams. Overthrew him, and it might have been intercepted. I think it was. Picked off by Brandon Ting at the 46-yard line.
He's been good, but for Reggie Bush to get that Heisman, he's got to do something spectacular on every single play, you know?
Pinniger going up on first down, intercepted. Picked off by Bing. Bing still on his feet at the 15. He's to the 10. He's going to wall in front of him. Touchdown, Trojans. And again, a late flag comes in, and I think it's going to be another frustration penalty.
Illegal block below the waist, number 96 of the return team. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Third down and goal. Huge play here. Pinniger short drop, throw, slant, intercepted. Look out. Ware on the interception gets it all the way back to the 30-yard line. Huge play for the USC Trojans. And the third interception of the second half. 78 yards away. Give is to Mathis. Nothing happening there.
Lawrence Jackson stepping up, making the stop there. Watch out for this USC defense.
Blitz comes. Pinniger rolls away, and a flag is down. I'm sure that's going to be a hold. The ball was stripped, but they're going to say that Pinniger was down at the 15-yard line. No, SC ball! And the flag, I'm sure, was a hold. Lawrence Jackson was the guy who got to Pinniger, and the ball was recovered by Brian Cushing.
Lawrence Jackson, you see him there. Defensive end, working against Denman. Strips that ball loose from Pinniger. The ball most definitely out. Cushing falls on it. He's an opportunistic young freshman player. And, you know, I'm just amazed. They forced that third and long. And USC's defense and offense, just the team, their ability to play within the moment in football games. Juan Dials making the stop. He's been really involved down there near the goal line all night.
4 turnovers in the second half for Fresno. So again, it's second down. I don't think they put any time back on the clock either. In trouble, and here's a screen. Look out, it is almost intercepted. Out of the gun. 4-man rush. Pinniger steps up, looks to the end zone, into coverage, intercepted. Intercepted by Bing. Bing going to come out with it. He's at the 15, trying to take it to the outside, the 20. Now he's got some room at the 30. He's to the 40 and out of bounds. And finally, this one's in the books.
It is in the books. They went for it all, trying to get Williams. California, Los Angeles, and Fresno. But the same kind of heart in both teams. Both of them played like champions.
And there's a lot of loot that goes with it, too. This is the 75th game between the UCLA Bruins and the Southern California Trojans. USC, defending national champions, 33-game win streak. Bruins 9-1 on the season, spoiling for a fight with their crosstown rivals. Defensive ends, well, they're pretty good. Rucker and Jackson, and they better be because Olsen's been throwing lasers.
Don't go back. It's only at 5 yards from the clock. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go.
And that's why they're pooch kicking off like that. To get the ball in the hands of a freshman, Khalil Bell.
Cowan wide to the left, over to the right. The true freshman Ketchum backs in the eye with Drew and Petre. Back to pass. Olsen hit from behind. Sacked again at the 40-yard line. Might have been Frosty this time, who gets his 7th sack of the year and a loss of 5 back to the 40 in the
2nd and 8. Pitch it to Drew. Whoop, nothing doing. Boy, they knocked that blocking down in a hurry.
It's the only area on their defense that hasn't been hit by injury this year. Jackson, Ellis, Ramsey, and Rucker.
This side, he has yet to see the ball today. I mean, Drew Olson just hadn't had any time to go shopping at all. Again, he's in trouble. Again, he's fumbled the football. The Trojans look like they have it. And they do. Lawrence Jackson caused it. And Brian Cushing covered it.
Up the proper defense, dropping 7, just rushing 4. But Olson has nobody to look for. And again, it's Lawrence Jackson with his 3rd sack of the game, his 2nd forced fumble, and this time the Trojans recover the fumble.
Ball player, a quarterback, well, maybe Paul McDonald. So first down of the 20.
Pretty good. Not able to do much yet. This is Maurice Drew. Fumble, kicked out of the air by Justin Wyatt. He will score. Ray Malaluga made it possible.
2nd time today he's popped the ball loose.
The last snap of the game, and the Southern California Trojans now have 34 straight wins and 7 straight over UCLA. The final score, USC 66, UCLA 19.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's USC.
The royalty of college football is in assembly at the Rose Bowl 2006. Bush, Leinart, Young, and their legion. By consensus, the teams ranked 1 and 2, with nary a whisper of dissent. The site for this ultimate showdown in college football is one of the famed arenas of sport, the Rose Bowl, where the festival of postseason play was started more than 100 years ago. One of the prime reasons the Horns average better than 50 points a game this season. So here we go again. Let's see, the first offensive play of the ball game for Texas. Selvin Young starting at tailback, makes the carry. The USC defensive front, Ellis and Ramsey inside are good. The ends are exceptional. Rucker and Jackson could be a key to handling Vince Young. Linebackers, USC gets Keith Rivers back from injury. Could be a very handy addition. Freshman Brian Cushing starting with Lua in the middle. The secondary, this secondary figures to be the toughest bunch, and they're working out of the spread. Young with it, turns it back up into the middle and dives for the first down and did not get it. Trojans played it very well with Oscar Lua, the middle linebacker, and Lawrence Jackson, defensive end, making the stop. Ball is on the Southern California, near the 48-hash mark. Hands the ball to Young, and he didn't get it. Trojans pile him up and roll him back. Scott Ware was the first man to get him. Among the speedsters coming outside, all these Texas receivers, they're a crack team. Ball is carried by Charles. Charles rolled backward, the ball is loose.
I think Pittman got it, number 5 at the bottom of that pile.
You don't get any free trips through the middle of that defensive front. Ball's loose. Texas is going to get it back. Wow. Trojans ran right over the top of it. Oscar Lua came in and knocked it loose. Still clean britches. Keeps it. Started a little option motion. Throws a couple of defenders. Turned it upfield and got 3 yards. 2nd down and 3. This is Charles. Cuts it back in traffic. Finds a crease. Had a fine run. Scott Ware finally brought him down. But the freshman out of Port Arthur. Reaches for it. Touchdown. 2nd down and 4. He got 6 yards on that little short pass. Young slips a little, coming back. There's daylight. Here he goes. Touchdown. Fourth and 5, the national championship on the line right here. He's going for the corner. He's got it. seconds is not very much. Leonard runs away from the pressure. Now he's got to throw it, and throws it high and out of bounds, and the game is over. Texas has defeated Southern California 41-38 to win the national championship of college football.
So, Lawrence, you had the unenviable position of being the man closest to Vince when he starts leaving the pocket on 4th down now inside the 15-yard line. It's 4th down. This is it. I mean, the national championship is on the line. Snap of the football. Do you feel like you have him? I mean, like, I'm sure it replays in your mind constantly.
Yeah, so I remember the blitz. It was a green dog, which means that the ends had peel on the back. And, you know, we talked about it where we had a rule, if the back crosses your face, you take the back, right? And if he, you know, doesn't cross your face, then you continue to rush. And so they did a route where it was a cowboy route where he crossed Frosty's face, but then he came back, and then so Frosty folded back in, you know, because he crossed his face, and the blitz got collapsed and that side opened up, right? But the whole thing for me at the beginning of the play, right, you know, I've watched Friday Night Lights, Varsity Blues, everything, and I'm like, this is my moment.
This is it.
Yeah, this is it, right? Everything that you asked for is right now as a pass rusher. Everything on the line, 3-peat. This is
You'll be a legend.
A legend.
You sack Vince Young
A
on that
legend,
set. You are
right?
a legend for
and
life.
My only job is to get my best outside rush because the back is on the opposite side. So I know I have no inside move. So I get off the ball like a rocket, right? And so I turn the corner. I see the V. Young on the back of his jersey. And I'm thinking to myself, you are about to be a hero. You are about to make the biggest sack of your career, right?
Sure.
This is all
College or
happening in the
NFL.
play, right? And so it was so magical, you know, it was his moment and not mine, right? So as I reached out, Jonathan Scott, who was the left tackle that he mentioned, he pushed me on the shoulder just enough to where I couldn't get my shoulders all the way around. And simultaneously, I hit the jersey, but he stepped up. So it all happened, like the push, the touch, and the step up happened all at the same time.
It's like all stars and lights.
Yeah,
You've got like the Rick James aura, and then it's just like gone.
It's gone.
Just gone. You're grasping air.
And if you look at the highlights, you'll see me running behind him, and you can clearly see I'm dejected because I have the same view that he has. And I'm like, ain't nobody gonna get this guy. Like, the game is over. And I'm just thinking, like, dude, like, you slipped. I blame myself for slipping, but I didn't realize that, you know, it was a combination of things, and then it's the new field, all of this stuff. And so I'm thinking, like, man, like, you had your opportunity.
The Los Angeles Coliseum, where tonight the USC Trojans and the Nebraska Cornhuskers meet for the first time in 36 years.
Chance to prove that tonight.
The USC Trojans pour onto the field here in the Los Angeles Coliseum. The last time they lost a game here, September 29th, 2001. That is 27 home games ago under Pete Carroll, who has not lost a home game since his first season. Defense. And folks, there are some injuries we want to talk about here. A freshman, Taylor Mays, true freshman, replaces Josh Pinkert, who's out for the year. at free safety.
He said, I'm all right, but he had that look of shock in his eye, and it was a gruesome injury, Brent.
Yes, it was. 3rd down and 8. Throw in underneath now to Brandon Jackson, and he's short of the first down marker. So here early, USC and Nebraska and the two defenses have come up with big plays. That was Lawrence Jackson, their #1 defensive end, number 96.
And Brent, you see the speed of this USC defense. Lawrence Jackson right there, the defensive end.
Giving Taylor enough time to find his check down.
Here is Lucky and very conservative in that situation. They've thrown for only 26 yards so far here tonight. Lawrence Jackson with a stop. Here USC leads Nebraska 7-3. 2nd and 20. Sacked. Ball comes out. I believe they're going to bring it back. I believe the referee is whistling the return down. They're saying that he was sacked and the ball was down at about the 44-yard line. You're going to come all the way back to the referee.
And the fullback.
I agree. On 3rd down now, they set a screen, deflected, incomplete. So a promising drive comes up empty. Lawrence Jackson, number 96, the junior from Inglewood, California, who grew up with Daganduro of Nebraska, deflects this one.
This offense of Nebraska had a chance. They got all the way inside the 40-yard line, and a holding call slows the momentum and slows them down. And as soon as you get behind,
there's a tradition here at the Coliseum. The Olympic torch is lit for the 4th quarter of USC games as you pull back and see that great sight.
They set the standard in college football, usually year in and year out.
Receivers covered, so again drop and a drop pass by Brandon Jackson. The Trojans win it. Here they flew in from Louisiana to watch this. And the number 4 ranked Trojans, and won't that vote be interesting?
Over to the right is Mike Thomas. One back is Jennings on 3rd and a long 8. Tuitama, quick drop, hit, sack. Back at the 48-yard line. Keith Rivers kind of hit him first, but really didn't get the sack, I don't think, as much as Lawrence Jackson did. Straight in the middle of the field into about a 15-mile-an-hour wind. Kick is blocked. Taken by Dallas, starts at the 40. Folks got him and pulls him down at the 47-yard line. Block kick for the Trojans. And just like a turnover, although it doesn't go as a turnover, and the Trojans get pretty good field position at the 47-yard line. Lawrence Jackson, we think maybe.
Yeah, they had about 4 guys in one gap. And
right up the middle.
They were just pushing each other to get up in that gap, and I think it was Lawrence Jackson who got a big paw on it.
Barrett was there, too.
Yep.
Hard to say. Tuitama throws through the hands of the intended receiver. That's Anthony Johnson, maybe picked off by Ray Maualuga. And yes, in fact, it is an interception. Maualuga, the Trojans get it at the Arizona 29-yard line. The running back for Arizona on 1st and 10 for their own 29. Under 6.5 to go in the half. Look out from behind Tuitama Chase. Sack. Terrell Thomas gets him on a corner blitz. Brian Cushing would have got him if he didn't. All the way back at the 19-yard line. A loss of 10. 2nd and 20. Back to pass. Again, Tuitama. They've got him, but he gets away. And now the sack is made as he almost dropped the ball. Ray Maualuga had him, wouldn't let go of that shoe. Tuitama goes in the shotgun. Only 9 minutes to play in the ball game. Tuitama drops a little further back. Gets hit. Gets sacked. Chris Barrett will eventually knock him down. Ray Maualuga was the man to slow him down originally, and Barrett and Maualuga may well share that sack. And for an opening Pac-10 victory on the road, 35th consecutive regular season win, 48 of 50 overall, and 9 in a row in the month of September, and barely get for the 55th consecutive time, which is also a national record, 20 points in a ball game.
Stadium's going to be filled to capacity. A perfect night for football. Washington State hosting the number 2 team in the country, the Trojans of USC. Over margin the line, there's no seniors on the 2 deep. Lawrence Jackson is a real playmaker. Linebackers as a group, they are the best in the country. Ray Mamaluga is at linebacker. He is a very special player. Secondary, very young. 2 sophomores, a true freshman start. Sophomore Kevin Ellison, he'll be directing traffic back there tonight. 3. This has got to be 2-down territory for Washington State.
Yeah, 5 bumpus.
Great, rolling, sees the end zone, puts his head down. He has stood up and spun around at the 3.
I think they got to kick the field goal, though, because it's going to be at least 3 yards.
Rolls left, looking in the end zone for Bumpus, wants to run himself, does, gets hit hard and pays the price at the 3-yard line.
Bumpus 11 catches, 112 yards, but it's come down to this. 3 wide receivers, 5 to the right. 3-man rush. Break, looking, throws, ball, intercepted USC, they win the ball game. Taylor Mays, the true freshman, his first collegiate interception.
Against a game Washington State team as the Trojans remain undefeated. It wasn't easy by any means as this Cougar team gave them all they could give them, and the appreciative Washington State crowd is applauding their Cougar team for a great effort here tonight, but the Trojans end up on top by a final score of 28-22.
Since 2001, it's Kyocera College Football Saturday, the Washington Huskies and the USC Trojans.
Kenny James, the running back, stand back the quarterback, 4 wide receivers. And they give it this time straight ahead to James, and there's absolutely nothing. They might have lost a yard. Cedric Ellis getting the start today. Makes the stop. Look at the lineups defensively for the USC Trojans. And they're good. That's all you can say. Ellis, Barrett, Cushing, who's really a linebacker, and Jackson, all outstanding. Petros already talked about Ray Mawaloga. And Keith Rivers, of course, outside of him. Trips left this time. They've used this set a lot today. And here's Stanback this time off the fake, and it's going absolutely nowhere. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Lawrence Jackson was not fooled for a minute. Has that ability to make his players believe. And these guys believe. Here's a quick pass this time to James, and James gets it going forward, gets it across the 20 to 24 with 37 seconds remaining.
I always thought the dog father was Snoop Doggy Dogg, a USC fan.
It's a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line, 46 yards on that reverse to Wood. The give is to James, or rather Rankin, and Rankin just gets about a yard to the sideline, and Jim Watson, the
ball to Marcel Reese. But the Trojans, with no sacks last week versus Washington State, and none so far tonight.
And it's blocked by the Trojans, and it's going to be USC ball. And the man who got in there to block it was Brian Cushing.
Washington in an interesting punt formation, and Cushing just comes free and does his best Superman imitation, 245 pounds flying through the air. And a tough quarter just got worse for Sean Douglas with the block. First one he's had blocked all year, but he's had 6 blocked in his career.
Stand back, straight back, pick up the blitz. The pass is incomplete, off the hands that time of Shackelford. And I don't think Shackelford was going to get the first down even had he made the catch. Lawrence Jackson was coming hard to the face of Stanback.
That's a zone blitz situation. And Shackelford with the ball a little bit behind him. And there's Lawrence Jackson with the helmet right in the shoulder. And you see that shotgun in the game plan. They want him to be back there and see him.
And a fumble. And Stanback gets on it. That time was a good snap. And they spit it up.
And that's the problem with not having a consistently good snap. If Stanback's worried about getting a snap, Sometimes he might hesitate a little bit.
Trips right. Straight back, stand back, four-man rush, look out. And Stanback has to roll away from pressure. This time he does throw it away, and that's a good idea. But now it's 3rd and 10. Stanback has got to be ready to take a snap here.
Pete Carroll is livid on the sideline, yelling for the clock to start. They could be looking at chaos at the end of this one.
It is chaos right now. And the clock started and they didn't get it snapped. They're going to let this play. I think the game is over. To be competitive right down to the last 2 seconds. A tremendous ball game all the way around. And once more, a wrap from the Coliseum. So, for Petros and Jimmy, I'm Barry Tompkins. So long, everybody. College Football Saturday, where today the USC Trojans, ranked number 3 in the land, do battle with the hometown Oregon State Beavers. Running back, they go out of the gun. We're going to put it up again. Throws a little screen to Poke, nothing doing. Maybe got a yard. Let's take a look at USC and how they line up defensively on our Kyocera lineups. And they are tough defensively, there's no question about it, but then that's redundant with this team. Jackson, Ellis, Barrett, and Cushing. Cushing really more of a stand-up guy, more of a linebacker, and the linebackers are great. Mauluga with Rivers and Sarts. Secondary, Harris, Thomas, Ellison, and Mays. Give this to Poke, and Poke is going to be stopped as he gets across the 45 by Dallas Sarts. Picked up a bunch, 3 receivers to the left side. 3rd down and 7. Moore straight back, in trouble. Has to throw a little shovel pass to Poke at the 40, and he's going to be close to a 1st down. I think he might have it.
And there's no question that Matt Moore is a gunslinger. Clinton Polk is his last receiver, and he looks all the way back because the front side he had 3 receivers, so he goes all the way back.
Trips right this time on 1st down. And again, the Trojans coming to blitz off the edge. And Moore steps up, fires, got a man. It's caught this time by Powers, and Powers is going to be out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
Pocket and getting the ball to Brandon Powers, who's a guy that struggled with injuries, but not today. He's looking pretty good. Lawrence Jackson getting a hit on Matt Moore. Lawrence Jackson, not a lot of sacks this year. Bunch of sacks last year, 13 of them.
Yeah, another big play here for Oregon State. 4-man rush this time. Moore steps up in trouble, and he's crushed back at the 30-yard line by Fili Moala.
Them, and the blocked field goal definitely hurt them as well. Fili Moala kind of hanging out at the line of scrimmage, battling, and once more steps up.
Show blitz. Now they come out of the blitz. And here's a screen that's almost intercepted. That was a play that was just wrecked right from the get-go.
That's the 2nd time the Beavs have tried to get the ball to their tight end, Joe Newton.
Matt Moore playing brilliantly at quarterback. Right up the gut, it goes to Poke, and he's cracked as he got to the 6. Moore the quarterback. Moore with a throw, and it's batted right back in his face and almost intercepted by Keith Ellis. Power starts in motion on 1st down. Moore is going to go up. Look out. Quick screen that time for Straughter, and Straughter could not hang on. It was the right call. They caught him in a blitz. Same set as the last time. Smith right, Jarrett left. They need the 2-point conversion. They go this time. It's knocked down. It's knocked down, and the Beavers are going to win it.
Yes, oh baby. Ha. 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 Yes, oh baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Time to dominate. Trojans on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go, go. Dixon in trouble. Sack.
on the first down play back at the 17-yard line. A loss of 3. Lawrence Jackson gets the sack. No, he did. He got Jonathan Stewart. He got rid of the ball finally. I didn't know that he had gotten rid of it.
Huge play.
Right here.
No doubt about it. It's a huge play. Right
Third
here.
and 5 from the 25. He's just given up 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Trojans have all the momentum going right now.
Takes the snap. Drops deeper to pass. In trouble. Now he's sacked by Lawrence Jackson. There's his first sack of the year.
And he is excited. He is elated. How many games has it been for Lawrence Jackson to wait for this moment?
Right there. Get that monkey off my back. Get it off. Lawrence Jackson. That's what I'm talking about. He's staying down for the dive. Good. He's going down.
Long flip. Ball loose on the ground. It's picked up by the Trojans at the 13-yard line. Turnover one way, turnover the other way. They try a long pitch to Jonathan Stewart. Now a start falls on it. First and 10 Trojans at the Oregon 13. Out of the shotgun lead, dances, gets hit, and sacked by Lawrence Jackson, who's got 2 tonight. Way to go, LoJack. He's had quite a night tonight.
Oh, yes, he has. Rushing 3, too.
Back to pass is Leaf. Down he goes. How about Lawrence Jackson and sack number 3?
And that time he goes around. Offensive tackle, right tackle.
To the Trojans. First and 10.
Baby. Family first. Hey. That's 3. 3. 3 on the down.
Trojans fans.
Back, baby.
Tonight's
And USC scores an impressive victory over an Oregon Duck team with the top offense in the conference. The Trojans and Cal Bears will play next week here at the Coliseum for the Pac-10 championship. And where will you be next Saturday night? It's all over as the Trojans win it 35-10. Bring on the Bears!
Let's go, baby! Let's go to beat them up! Turn it on 3! 1, 2, 3!
Plenty of time, now runs out of it, and ball is out again. Fumble, and USC's got this one. Cedric Ellis comes up with a football. And I think it was Lawrence Jackson that's the guy that caused it.
Jackson did cause it, and Longshore never saw him coming. Looking on the right-hand side of Longshore. He's still looking downfield, and looking right from behind is where Jackson came. He never saw him.
Well, you got to expect him, though, Paul. Anytime you're in the pocket that long and you start sliding around, you got to expect somebody to come back from behind you.
Okay, fans, are you ready?
Marshawn Lynch, he goes back in the backfield along with fullback Byron Storer. Longshore takes the snap, gives it to Lynch, hit at the line, falls backwards. Oscar Lua to tackle, short of a first down by a half a yard.
Great play, though, by Dallas Starks and that defense, feeling it appropriately, and he bounced outside. Starks is right there for the tackle.
Third and about a foot for Longshore. All he's got to do is fall down. He takes the snap, gets pushed backwards. I don't know.
And Marshawn Lynch is trying to push him. The Reggie Bush. The
linesman has moved him forward in a great spot, but I think now they moved him back. I don't think he's got it. I think it's short by a half a football. I think they spotted him short. It's 4th down.
Hey, it's Rose Bowl or Holiday Bowl?
Big time, baby. Let's go, baby.
Handoff Lynch. No, don't let him go. Lawrence Jackson, gang tackle. Coaching's everywhere. 4th down and game to go. 4th down and championship to go for California. 4th down and 3 at the 45. Longshore in the shotgun, trying to keep his team alive. Low snap, has time, throws, incomplete. Trojans hold on down. 3:21 left in the ball game, leading 23-9. First and 15 at the 28. Longshore throws. It is intercepted. No, incomplete. Mosique McCurtis had it. Yeah, they said it did get it. It's intercepted by Mosique McCurtis, his first career interception at the 8-yard line. The Trojans won't have to run a play. They've come here on Championship Saturday and beaten the California Golden Bears and beaten them soundly in the second half when it counted. The Trojans, for the first time in conference history, there is a team that has won 5 straight conference championships, and that team could only be the USC Trojans. As the clock runs, 2 seconds, 1 second. It's on to Pasadena and beyond.
You are looking live at the San Gabriel Mountains and the view down to the Rose Bowl where a sellout crowd is ready. We should have a dandy. USC and UCLA.
Go! Let the dogs out! Let us out, ref! Let us out, baby! Oh! You better hold me back, Silo! Stop going out there, baby!
Let's go, baby! We own the Rose Bowl! That's our goal every year! We're taking it home, too!
Yes, on, baby! Yes, on, baby! Yes, on, baby! Yes, on, baby!
What time, baby? What time, baby? What you talking about? What you talking about? What time is it? What time is it? What you talking about?
Williams on the right side. To pass. Cowan slips, almost falls, gets up and runs. 35, 40, first down to the 50 to the Trojans 45. Drilled out of bounds at USC's 42-yard line. Turned nothing and almost a disaster into something. Cowan slipped and almost fell down for a self-sack, and he made it a big play.
This is why you start Patrick Cowan in this game.
All right, so UCLA has to be careful here, certainly. Handoff, Marquis, hit in the end zone, tackled close to the goal line. The Trojans are cheering for a safety, but they're not going to get it as it's backed up to about the 3-inch line. Oh, that was very close to being a 7-2 ball game. The Bruins that far away. Play action, throwing from deep in his own end zone. A holding call coming up in the end zone. Should be a safety for the Trojans if it's in the end zone.
Lawrence Jackson saying it's a safety.
It should be. They can't hold in the end zone.
Number 64 on the offense. In the end zone. By rule, safety.
There you go. 2 points.
Come on, Oscar. We need you, dog. We need you, Ray.
Paulson in motion. Play action. Cowan out in space. Might want to run it. He will. Gets to the 20. Oh, as he hit at the 22-yard line. I mean, he got roughed up by Ray Mauluga and Dallas Sarge. And to his credit, he gets up and hustles off the field. I mean, he had to feel that one. He is all disheveled. His shoulder pads are one way and his helmet's the other way. While we were gone, nothing much happened except the Bruin players gathered together and started jumping up and down, making noise and taunting the SC side. And so the Trojan players came out on the field, gathered together in a huge huddle, and started taunting the Bruin players. It looked like we were going to have a rumble and a riot. Both teams were penalized for unsportsmanlike conduct, and all of a sudden all the fans are up and screaming at each other, and all of a sudden we got ourselves a ball game. Everybody woke up. Crowd roars with 1:15 remaining in the game. Turner and Jarrett over to the right side, Smith to the left. Double coverage on Jarrett. One back is C.J. Gable. Smith short motion away. Throw, tipped at the line, intercepted by UCLA. Bruins have the ball in the game. Eric McNeil. And the Bruins will end the Trojan streak of 7 in a row.
The Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. As we welcome you to the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi. It is USC versus Michigan.
And a drop-back linebacker, and there he is. A little bit of a hip injury, but the one that Pete Carroll's most concerned about is Dallas Sarge, number 42. Can he hold up? And in that secondary, the corners, Harris and Thomas, they know that Manningham and Bruston. Here comes Hart. Not this time. Third down coming up. Let's meet. Needing 8 yards.
On a play fake, under pressure, wanted the screen, throws a pick. USC ball at the 39-yard line is Lawrence Jackson. The defensive end blows up the screen attempt.
And Pete Carroll comes with the blitz. Both outside linebackers, Keith Rivers and Dallas Sartz from the outside. You see Chad Henne on the little play action. Here comes Sartz, and he panics and throws the football to number 96, Lawrence Jackson. Kirk, but again, the pressure with the double outside linebacker blitz.
Pretty good feel there that time by Jackson as a defensive lineman to read the quarterback's eyes and realize he had his head on a swivel looking for a back, and the ball just happened to hit him right in the chest.
Henne and the Wolverines need to get beyond the 30. In trouble, under pressure, incomplete, and it could have been picked off.
Started about 3 weeks ago.
Chad Henne reaches now to Mike Hart. Back on the left side to the 25.
That means they're going to run it, right?
No, Arrington's down there. Fumble on the sack. Jumping in over the top. SC recovered it. No question.
And Cushing. Let's try to find him. He comes on an inside twist stunt right there. He looped inside from his defensive end position. He ends up beating Adam Krause, number 57. This is another huge turnover.
And Jackson, Lawrence Jackson, who made the interception, recovers the fumble, and Carroll and the Trojans sideline explode.
This is on its way to being a Pete Carroll clinic film. Give him time to throw. He'll find an open receiver.
Screen set up with Hart. Nothing doing. They lose 5. Some of their not draft folks, but the fellows who've committed verbally, incomplete.
Well, guys, we've had a great season, haven't we?
Oh, it's been great.
We have seen some big-time ball games now.
We're ready for next year.
32-18. And of course, coming up, we're going to have that Built Ford Tough post game. We'll have interviews, the trophy presentation to the Trojans. And John David Booty, the winning quarterback. 27 of 45 for 391 yards, 205 of them to Dwayne Sheriff. We'll wrap it up as we continue.
Their team is the best team in the land. This is Kyocera College Football Saturday. Tonight, the USC Trojans, preseason's #1 against the Idaho Vandals. Franks comes in motion. They give it ahead to Jackson, and Jackson will get about 3. Take a look at the defense presented by Kyocera. We talked about the USC defense, and you can pick your unit, down line, linebacker, secondary. They are all amongst the elite in the nation. Lawrence Jackson, Cedric Ellis, Fili Moala, and Kyle Moore. Is there a better group? I'm not sure there is. And we already talked about the linebackers. Take your choice. Probably 3 potential #1 draft picks. They go into the gun this time. 4-man rush, Enderle, and a quick screen, and he was busted up big time by Sharice Wright. Trojans right now going with a backup crew of linebackers. Maiva, Thomas Williams, Clay Matthews. And the give this time is to Deontay Jackson. We get it across the 25. It's about the 26, pickup of 6.
And you'll see this a lot in games. It's not just because the Trojans have a lead.
Jason Bird in the ballgame for the first time at the running back spot. This is Bird, and Bird will be stopped short of midfield by Keith Rivers.
Idaho's not looking bad right now.
No, they're not. Out of the gun once again. 5 receivers. Empty backfield. Enderle throws, and the man was knocked down. I don't know if we'll get a flag. Maybe he was tripped. I thought maybe that Rivers
Might have interfered with Max Komar, but apparently Komar just tripped in the eyes of the officials.
Snap a little high, Malaluga right in the face of Enderle, but he shows poise and gets the ball out.
Here in their first game, and perhaps nothing that Pete Carroll would want to put into a time capsule.
Pete Carroll's team looking pretty good.
38-10, the final score. Join us.
It's the number 1 USC Trojans and the number 14 Nebraska Cornhuskers on Saturday Night Football.
Now, introducing the USC defense, a.k.a. the Hit Squad. Up front, leading the defensive line, we got Lawrence Jackson at defensive end and Cedric Ellis at nose tackle.
Up here to Nebraska. What a saga, and we're going to be talking about that throughout the evening. Here is third down, sack, taken down. The Trojans mount that attack up front. There was no stopping the big fellas that time. Lawrence Jackson, big number 96.
Well, this is confusion again. We saw so much of this last week from LSU. It's another third down situation. The great defenses take advantage of third downs. A zone blitz confuses the offensive line, and Jackson, who's one of the best defensive ends in the country, is untouched, an easy pathway right to the quarterback in the nation, without a question.
Cody Glenn is in off the play fake. Keller rolls to buy time, got the underneath man, but it's going to be short of the first down because of a big hit. And Kirk Marlon Lucky back in the game, gets the inside handoff. And he is just shy of the 20-yard line on the 1st and 10. There's a spring.
Move the ball against this USC defense. 10 starters returned from last year's group for the SC defense. Is the mixed in.
Keller is. That was none. One catch now for 8 yards. Third down and short. Lucky's the running back. Keller's going to throw over the top, high off Nunn's hands, and incomplete. Lucky's his running back to the middle, and there was a safety blitz on that time. Keller and Ellison exchanging a little trash talk.
Is bringing Nebraska football to the level that they expect.
Marlon Lucky. Rivers wraps him up at the 30-yard line, number 55.
Drive last week to try to put points on the board against Wake.
Not nearly as penal as the National Football League. Deflected and incomplete. The big old rascal had a shot at it that time. Cedric Ellis. You got a paw in there, huh?
It's becoming pretty apparent that the only way to stop Cedric Ellis is to double team him. This time he comes around on a stunt. They were trying to double team him, but he simply came around, and that gives you an idea how quick he is for an interior lineman to come around and still have that speed to close in on Keller before he could get rid of the ball.
He'll be playing Sunday football.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Oh, my. Here's Marlon Lucky on a little bit of a delay, and very content to run this out now. 15-24 for 172 yards. Did not turn it over. Drops it off to Lucky on a little middle screen, and he's to the 33-yard line. And our
ready for the next play.
Snapping close to midfield, deflected in the air, intercepted on the deflection. Picked off by Terrell Thomas, the senior linebacker, number 28 on the deflected pass, the first turnover of the night. Second down at 14, intercepted. The second pick. And out of bounds at the 1-yard line, Kyle Moore.
Brian Brom, what a matchup, and right now Woodson has the upper hand.
Sam Keller now trying to get this offense back in rhythm, and Lucky is out to the 22-yard line and against the Big Ten title now. You've got to wonder about how strong the Big Ten is this year. I'm not so sure that they're elite, but go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I think the Big Ten has been an embarrassment up to this point. I think the Huskies are going to be an interesting team to watch in the Pac-10 this year.
Made some mistakes late on the Buckeyes, didn't they? As an incomplete pass coming out of the end zone to Glenn. Called bowls, poles, and tattered souls. Now let's see what the Justice of the Supreme Court has. Washington, Notre Dame, Oregon, California, Arizona State. I mean, that is not a soft schedule that they've got. And then, of course, they've got the assortment of games down the Coliseum. Round robin in a conference like that makes it very, very tough to run the table. 49-31, Trojans prevail.
Break down! 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 Trojans on 3, baby! 1, 2, 3! Trojans! Let's go!
First down, Washington State. They love to throw the ball. Back to pass out of the shotgun. Hit. Sacked by Lawrence Jackson at the 8-yard line. Only the third sack of the year, suffered by Alex Brink. What a way to start the game for USC defensively. How do you do?
Keep it hot. Yeah, we got. I done forgot how to keep it hot. Yeah, we got. Don't worry about him. You just keep it hot.
We gotta make it hot. We gotta keep it hot. We gotta make it hot. To the left.
Keep it hot. 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 Keep it hot.
But they won't call a flag. They've ended the game.
What time is it? And it doesn't help. And it doesn't help. Let's go, baby. What time did you tell me that we back in the Coliseum? Trojans on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bray and Ladner, double tight end set. Jeremy Stewart, the one back on 3rd and 9. Davita Pritchard drops the pass. Being rushed, throws as he's hit over the middle, complete, and incomplete. He had it popped away from him by Ray Malaluga and Taylor Mays. Just about everybody was there. Had a blitz, they blitzed somebody, but there was no safety. Wide open receiver down the field. A great throw. Just gave his receiver a chance.
The mighty Trojans of USC have fallen.
Look at nothing, do you hear me? Keep it up. 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 Let's go. Let's go.
It didn't get done in the fourth quarter against Stanford. Will it get done here against the Wildcats?
Getting up, making some noise, the Trojan fans. Tuitama pass batted down. It's alive. It's incomplete. Almost intercepted by SC at the 26-yard line. And they'll hold on, and they'll win the ball game and live to talk another day. Well, the Trojans survive a very difficult Saturday. As they lose a few more players to injury for how long, we don't know. Both teams gather. Both teams, I tell you, gather at the center of the field.
USC, they feel they have something to prove as well. That's what makes it on this Kyocera College Football Saturday as the USC Trojans come calling on the hometown Oregon Ducks. Kyocera lineups defensively for the USC Trojans. Pick your poison here. Many people feel 7 first-round draft choices on this team. Here's one of them, Lawrence Jackson. I think the onus really is going to fall on the defensive ends in how they can stop that Oregon option. The Ducks have to think about a first down. They still have 2 timeouts. They come with a blitz again. Dixon had to unload early. And Dixon that time had to throw the ball a little bit earlier than he wanted to.
The Trojans are starting to get what they want. You're going to see Cedric Ellis coming in with a hit, Lawrence Jackson. And Dixon finally taking a few hits, seemingly.
And Crenshaw in the ball game now. And this time it's Dixon on the keeper, steps out of a tackle, now pitches to a tackle. He pitched that ball to Jeff Schwartz.
Well, I've seen a lot of things. I've never seen a play like that. First, he's going to fake it to Stewart, then stop, and sucks in Lawrence Jackson, and when he does, pitches it out.
Put it up right here, and now he's in trouble. Scrambling. Now he's going to throw it away. Got outside the box, threw it away. Heading move by Dixon, but it's going to be 4th down.
Great job by the USC defense that time, doing what they do best, which is swarm and use their speed. Lawrence Jackson leading the charge. And they're doing a great job of containing Dixon right now. They're having to play zone in the secondary just to make sure that he doesn't get outside on them. And that time, Dixon unable.
So now Oregon's going to have to do a little business on the offensive end, and they don't on first down as Stewart is stopped after a gain of not more than a yard. Lawrence Jackson, who's come up big in this game, makes the stop.
USC, now the best they can really hope for is the Holiday Bowl, because the way the Pac-10 is beating itself up, it doesn't look like they are going to get two teams.
Hey, Thomas, can we get one, please? Can we get one, please? Let's go. I'm begging you. Let's go. Yes, on, baby. Ooh. Yes, on, baby. Ooh. Yes, on, baby. Ooh. Yes, on, baby. Ooh. Hey, let's go. Play with the down as a tree. Hey, check out the whole three. 1, 2, 3.
AT&T. Now taking the field.
Spotted right, Rodgers in motion. Chris Johnson wide left. Canfield drops the pass on 3rd and 4. Flush from the pocket. Sack back at the 19-yard line. Lawrence Jackson picks up the sack. That's his 5th of the season. And in his career, that's just number 25. And again for the Beavers, they're backed up in their own end. Averill Spicer in at defensive tackle. The Trojans show a 5- or 6-man defensive front. Canfield in the shotgun. He's hit, and down he goes, and it's Griffin again with his 2nd sack of this series, 3rd of the year. Third and 4 at the 45. Canfield again to throw. Pocket breaks down. Canfield's down. Everson Griffin got his 3rd sack of the game. Wow. There's an exciting. Got 4th sack of the game. 4th sack of the game for Everson Griffin.
Everson Griffin is really bringing it tonight.
And this one, a defensive effort for the ages for USC. 10 sacks, give up only 3 points. And the final score tonight will be USC 24, Oregon State 3.
We got to reach out and grab it tonight, baby. It's there for us. It's right there for us, boys. Right there, man. Everything else takes care of itself. Out here, everything else takes care of itself. Everybody lock on. Lock on to your family. Lock on. Everybody lock on to your family. We playing together tonight. So y'all already know what time it is. Y'all ready? Hey. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Right field. Right field. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Right field. Right field. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
It's a little bit more of a sturdy running back in the backfield instead of the flashy one like Herring is. But Carpenter drops the throw and gets sacked, and the Trojans will get the ball. Never mind the 4th down play. Lawrence Jackson, he doesn't come up celebrating. Get that flag back in your pocket, Mr. Referee. One with Kerry Harris. He's the 1st down maker. Carpenter, however, looking this way, now looks back the other way and pays the price. He looked too long. Lawrence Jackson with another sack, his 2nd of the game, 8th of the season.
1, 2, 3, go clear.
See what they can do here. Keegan Herring, the one back. Play action for Carpenter. Waiting, hit, sack for his 4th time, and the 3rd sack of the game for Lawrence Jackson. Carpenter getting up very slowly as he got hit blindside. His neck jerked back. That means you got great cover. Danny Sullivan hands off. Oh, what a shot right there as Keegan Herring gets the call, and Lawrence Jackson has gone wild. As you knew they were going to hand off, they were going to let Sullivan throw the ball in his 1st play.
I couldn't do it without my teammates. They take the pressure off. I'm just the lucky one to receive the gift.
Carpenter in the shotgun. Nance protecting him. Carpenter has to run. He's going to drop the football. The Trojans have it as a sack and a fumble recovery. And it's SC's ball at their own 47-yard line.
And Lawrence Jackson is on fire. And that time Carpenter got the Lawrence Jackson Ray Maluga sandwich. The back of his head hit.
Coming off the sidelines, they'll shake hands at the center of the field. The Trojan fans celebrating a huge win on Thanksgiving night.
Hey, go represent us well.
In the desert, the Trojans have moved into a tie for 1st place in the Pac-10, and now it's up to them to beat UCLA. And
What they talking about? Ain't nobody gonna want me today. Yeah, it's on, baby. Ooh. Ah. 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 Yeah, it's on, baby. Ooh.
1 first down in the game. Marquis gets the handoff, coming left. Guess who's got him? It's Lawrence Jackson. Might as well drag him all the way back into the end zone. Forward progress at the 26. A loss of 6. 2nd and 16.
Assisted by Kalika Mayama.
Trojans on this very important opening drive of the second half, trailing by 10 of a second and 15 right at midfield. Cowan in the shotgun, flanked either way by Thirio and Marquis. Wants to pass, can't get away, back at the 42-yard line. Kyle Moore with the initial contact. Fili Moala helped finish him off. Also up off the bottom of the pile, Lawrence Jackson.
Let's go, y'all know who we are. Let's go, team on this group. Get it done right now. Hey, get it done. Y'all know who we are.
December 1st evening, 2007. 3rd and 10 for the Bruins at their own 41. Cowan in trouble. Cowan is sacked.
We're going to Rose Bowl, baby. We're going to Rose Bowl.
Proud of you. Awesome.
Here's off to Desmond Reed. Dennis Keys.
And that's it. When UCLA fans say 13-9, you can say 42-28. That's where the series record stands now. We're going to Pasadena. The Trojans are Pac-10 champions for the 6th consecutive time. How do you do? Stick it right there, baby.
It's over, man. No more. Going out as a champion, baby.
You are looking live at the sold-out Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California.
The defensive line features two of the best in the country, in defensive tackle Cedric Ellis and defensive end Lawrence Jackson.
Must get the ball downfield. Brought down hard by that defensive rush. Moala and Lawrence Jackson, big number 96. Lawrence Jackson, all Pac-10. He'll be playing Sunday football next year.
Moala gets in there as well, the right defensive tackle. This is what Illinois has to avoid. 3rd and long. With the zone read attack, you get into 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8 or longer. Earlier this year when they upset the Buckeyes in Columbus.
2nd down and 8. Intercepted on a bad throw. Here's Malawaluga rolling. And he does not want to go out of bounds. Cushing was over there, number 10, blocking for him. Mendenhall dances nowhere. We'll be hearing that name over and over for the next couple of years. 4-man rush. They tried to set a screen. Mendenhall still battling, picking up a couple of yards. The All-American defensive end is on the ground. A 55-yard reception on the heels of his 79-yard run from scrimmage. Now using the fullback, and Wild fumbled it. Wild put it down. The Trojans indicating that they may have recovered this fumble.
If Illinois somehow recovered that, they are very fortunate. Mesh point it all on the option. That's why it's important. The ball comes out, it's a fumble. Illinois gets it back. But Mendenhall, almost every single time on the zone read tonight, has been in the mesh point. You throw in Wow, who hasn't been in there. There's a little bit of a, are you taking it? Am I taking it? Are you taking it? Who's got it? They're very fortunate that time.
That's it. 49-17, and Pete goes to the middle of the field. Shakes hands with Coach Zook. John David Moody. And the Trojans.
With the 28th pick in the 2008 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Lawrence Jackson, defensive end.